everybody, and welcome back to Talks with Tina, where we are pursuing our most true and authentic self by what? Uncovering our roots. So, this is a cozy Talks with Tina. I'm trying to make this quick, but y'all know how I get to rambling like I am right now. Anywho, so in the spirit of getting straight to the point, I'm basing this video off of the story of Tinkerbell. And I don't think this is too much your average story of Tinkerbell, like the one with Peter Pan and stuff. But I found it on Google, and it was like a kid's storytelling kind of thing, bedtime story. And quite frankly, so Tinkerbell was born with joy, laughter, cheer, and all these other good qualities about her. And when you're born into a fairy or in a Tinkerland or whatever you want to call it, you automatically get assigned these gifts and talents and stuff. But everything that Tinkerbell was assigned to her that they tried to expose as her gifts, none of them worked. Everything she touched, it faded away. Like it didn't spark. That gift did not spark for her, right? But then it was one day she was a hammer. Hammer came in, hit it in the chest. That kind of hurt. But the hammer started to glow, right? So then that's when she knew that she is already tapped into her gift. She's pulled it and it's in her face. But nobody didn't want to do that or believe in it because it wasn't as glamorized as the gifts that everybody else had, right? So Tinkerbell went on this whole journey. They demoted her to like the regular fairies and not the fancy fairies or whatever. And yeah, so, and in the end of the story, pretty much the gift that she had already tapped into and was already exposed to was the same gift that ended up saving the Tinker Town and the Tinker Village as the short Ebonics version. That's how that goes, right? So the whole point of this topic is don't mold my gifts, right? And that pretty much is, you know how you go through life and since you're little, you have people tell you what you should be doing or what they think works best for you. Like I know when I was little, I heard a lot, "Oh, I think you'll be an actor. You need to be an actor. You need to go take up acting classes." Or "You'll be a great lawyer. You'll be a great lawyer. Yeah, because you like to talk and argue." I said, okay. But whole time I just wanted to help people, but I didn't know into the magnitude of how I wanted to help people. So when I went into college, I initially started out with a social work major, and telling people that I was a social work major, they're like, "So like, what, you want to take people kids?" And I was like, and I don't. But I also wanted to work with kids who had parents with substance abuse issues, right? Who battled addiction and all these other things, because I knew about childhood trauma. And in my previous video, it kind of hit me as a revelation, because I knew about childhood trauma and I knew I wanted to work with kids who dealt with childhood trauma from being exposed to parents who had substance abuse issues. That it kind of just hit me like, dang, I didn't realize that I was exposed to my gift and my talent, because here I am today talking about the very same thing that I wanted to work with all along, just in a different magnitude. I'm talking about how to deal with childhood trauma. I can't tell you how to heal it. You know, I could just hope that through these videos you take the steps to, you know, make that journey and eventually uncover those roots, right? So that's how it is. Like, I think oftentimes we allow people to come in and change our mind about things that we've already literally had in our hand, that we placed in our hand, but we had let go because we allow people to try to mold our gifts and try to pick up on what they think we need to be doing, or they think that our gifts are, when whole time, no. Some people, like, that's like telling, it's like telling an artist, you know, or painter, I think you need to make dog treats. Like, excuse me, what? I'm not in the culinary business, and definitely not the pet culinary business. My gift is making art or making music. That's like telling a music producer, "Oh, you need to go, I think you should go be a zookeeper." Like, you know, some of these things don't make sense. Like, you know what your true passion is and what gets you going. But the moment that somebody is able to switch your mind about what you already know is inside of you, is the moment that you go into this whole spiral of trying to figure out your identity, because now your identity is molded into what everybody else thinks it is. Oh, that's a word. Your identity is now molded into what everybody else thinks it is. And that's real life. Like, that's not something, I think everybody kind of battles with that. Is we live in a whole society of that. But how do you separate yourself to know this is what truly gets my heart going? This is what makes me the happiest on a rainy day. This is what, what I feel my life's purpose is. And it can be anything, because who is to tell you what your purpose is? Who's to tell you the joys of your life or what you enjoy the most, simply because it doesn't make money or no one's doing that anymore? You could be that very person to switch the game up. You feel me? So don't mold my gifts. Don't allow people to have such an impact or have such a hands-on approach to what your gifts are when you've already been exposed to them in some way, shape, or form. And how do you keep your mind strong enough and your heart strong enough to set yourself apart and be perfectly okay with the gifts you do have, right? And eventually, when you are in a comfortable place where you are so setting yourself that nobody can change your mind, figure that path out. That's how we full circle that. Don't mold my gifts. I've already been exposed to them. Like, that's our talk.